Hey, beautiful souls, beautiful sunshine here with the R Holistic Killer, aka Sonya B. So I'm back and I have several different prophetic messages. So you may want to stick around to the end. I'm going to try to be very as brief as possible and get through these messages because they are a lot. So, anyway, some of these messages may resonate with you. And if you were being divinely guided to the channel to listen to this message, even if the message does not resonate with you, it could be resonating with somebody else that may be within your immediate environment. Maybe you were meant to hear a message that could be possibly pertaining to that specific person. So anyway, with that being said, let's get straight into the message. So the first message that I received was God gave it to me in the form of like, imagine a baby probably around about the age of maybe like 11 months old and standing down at the foot of a bed. And it's just, let's just say that there were like several different binkies, pacifiers, or whatever we want to call them nowadays, nookies that was down at the foot of the bed. And it's like the baby kept putting pacifiers in the mouth and taking pacifiers out and putting that one down and picking another one up and trying the little binkies, in the mouth to see which one that was comforting, to them. But I'm also hearing spirit say this could be an actual baby doing this as well too. But not only that, but this was just the correlation of how some of you guys' life has been for like the last 4 years in a sense. For those of you who have been trying to try different things in a sense, we've all been kind of trying to try different things to see what's working, to see what's not working, So anyway, but basically that's how God had given it to me. He wanted you to know and see like that's how your life has been for like the last few years since you have been pretty much since you have had abrupt changes in your life, since things have shifted in your life, since things have changed, since people have left your life, and so on and so on. It's like God was allowing you to see that you have to try these different things in order to, it's almost like become connected to him in a sense. Okay, so anyway, but that was all that he had pretty much showed me. But that was just a form of, again, what some of us have been dealing with on this journey in the sense of seeing what works and see what doesn't work. Okay, so the baby trying a different pacifier, I was like, and then let me try another one. This one's not soothing to me, it's not satisfying me, it's not pleasing me, is what I'm hearing spirit say. So some of you guys had to learn that lesson, whether it was through other people, whether it was through the opposite sex or whether it was through the same sex of dealing with, different people in a sense, whether it just be, platonic relationships or whether it was just be intimate relationships in a sense. But again, you had to try or you had to go through these different phases in order you to see what was working and what wasn't going to work. Okay. So the next message that I received was, it came in a form of as if, let's just say some of you guys or some of us had to be separated away from, let's just say, family in a sense. And the reason why this had to be because it's almost like it was allowing you to work on yourself as well as it was also allowing them to work on themselves. So that, because whatever issues, whether it be issues or whatever learning lessons or experiences that we needed to experience, let's just say maybe somebody needed to work on an addiction, maybe somebody needed to work on finances, maybe somebody needed to work on self-confidence. It's going to be different for everybody. So let's just say, but you had to do this because this was work that had to be done independently, it had to be done alone, and it had to be done in a sense that you weren't being codependent on the other person to, again, pacify you in a sense, but it was more so of you standing in your own personal power rather than, people holding your hand along the way, rather than people, whether you got encouragement or you didn't get encouragement. Okay. But it was just meant to make us, to build us up, to allow us to become more, more confident, more stand in our power. Okay. So I saw this in a form as if like I went to visit a relative, right? And then I hadn't seen this relative in a minute because it's like I knew. Okay, so it was like I was there with the relative and then all of a sudden I left. But then somehow I got the scene that like I came back, let's just say hypothetically like 6 months down the road, and I came back and then this individual was like, it came in a form and it showed me as if this individual was very busy in a sense. And in the vibes that I was getting from that was they needed to be by themselves as well as you needed to be by yourself, and you needed to be independent from them so that way you can understand what it was that you needed and what you want in life, in other words, so that you can focus your time, energy, and effort on yourself and get into where it was that you needed to be, in a sense. So that's going to be different for everybody, but that's just how it was shown to me. Because again, as I said, it could be a sense of some may needed to work on addiction, some may needed to work on, maybe let's just say putting friends first over family, or whether it was a situation of, again, somebody needing to work on their finances, somebody needing to be independent in some sort of way. Okay, so but anyway, so as I came back to visit this person like 6 months later, they was like ridiculously busy. Okay, and I say ridiculously busy in the way God showed it to me, as if like, they came back. It's almost like, thank you, Spirit, it's almost like they came back, and they came back with a vengeance, in a sense. Like they were very busy in a way. For is like, again, it's different for everybody, just different in a way of whether it was finances, you built up your finance career, in a sense, whether it was addictions, maybe you no longer have those addictions, whether it was a situation, as I said before, like, you needed to get rid of friends, or you tried these different friends, whether it was platonic or these different relationships, to see what was working for you and to see what wasn't working for you. So it was almost like you needed to be able to see, but you didn't need anybody to tell you or to hold your hand in a process, because you alone had to make that decision. You couldn't have somebody else in your ear telling you what it was that you needed to do. You needed to figure that out on your own by using your own intuition, your own inner guidance, and not only that, but your higher self was leading you in a process as well too. Okay, so anyway, but as I said before, when I came back to visit this relative, they had like so many kids. They were so busy, in a sense, like let's just say that they were very busy, in a sense. Okay, and if I say pertaining to career wise, they were just very busy with building their wealth, should I say. Okay, but anyway, so let's move on to the next message. This one was very, let's see. Okay, this one I kept hearing as I was waking up. Well, I was hearing it in my sleep, and then it's like I kept hearing it in my sleep, but it's like Spirit would not allow me to forget it, so I kept hearing it even to the point that I woke up. I kept hearing like business partnerships. So God may be guiding some of you guys in regards to business partnerships, to partner up with other people. Please be mindful of this, because this message is not for everyone, but use your intuition. If you have had that feeling, if you have had that thought, and if it has crossed your mind, before I even said something to you, as a matter of fact, this message could just be a confirmation of what you were possibly thinking. But yes, it was shown to me, not shown to me. I just kept hearing God say, business partnership. And again, I kept hearing it until I woke up from my dream, okay? So some of you guys may be divinely guided to go into business with somebody else, or, co-network with somebody else in regards to business. Again, take it how it resonates. Use your intuition, because again, this message is not for everyone, but you know who you are. You would have already gotten or receiving the message, and this is just a confirmation of the information that you have received. Now, this next message came in a form of delivery. I kept hearing delivery. Okay, so I don't know what it is that somebody, either you need to deliver something that God is asking you to deliver, either God is asking you to produce something, or God is telling you that you need to deliver something, whether it be a message, whether it be a package, whether it be money. I'm not sure what it is. It's going to be different for everybody, because he just left it open. So all I heard was, the little blue mailboxes for the postal office, the ones that be on the corner, the blue ones. All I heard was that opening and slamming shut. That's all I heard. So if God has asked you to do something, this is a confirmation of something that you need to do, because God has asked you to do it. So again, this would just be the confirmation of information that you received. But I heard it slamming very loudly. So again, I truly believe that God is asking you to do something, to deliver whatever it may be. And I got this sense of like, okay, I'm not playing with you. Like, do what it was I asked you to do, in a sense. That's the feeling I got from that dream when I heard the delivery blocks being slammed shut. So anyway, this next message came in a form. Some of you guys may find yourself dealing with the situation, and it could be in a situation where, let's just say, like maybe you're the parent and maybe your child is dating someone in a sense, and let's just say if whether they're either living with them or whether they are whether they're living together. Okay, so the parent wouldn't be living with them, but thank you, Spirit. But it could be a situation where a parent is actually living with their children, should I say, and it came in a form, so it could be a situation of somebody living with them, and it could be a situation of the parent having their own place, but they're coming over to visit. So the way I got this and received this message was just be mindful of this too, because I saw it came in a form of, let's just say like the mother has a son and the son is dating a daughter, okay? And it could be vice versa, so take it how it resonates. But we just need to be mindful of how we're responding, how we're reacting. So I say all that to say, like, the couple decided that they were going to go to the grocery store, and it was as if the mom stayed back, but she knew that her son and let's just say the girlfriend was going to the store and to get groceries. And it just so happened, it was like seeing somebody going into the refrigerator and pulling out food maybe like that may have had some mold on it in a bag. You know how sometimes you just bypass certain food in a refrigerator and you don't even realize that it became moldy, I guess, just that quick in a sense. So it was as if it was showing as if somebody was pulling out the bag out of a Ziploc bag out of the freezer that had something that had mold on it, like just clearing out the refrigerator in a sense before the groceries came back. You know how sometimes you wipe down your refrigerator before you get new stuff and put in the refrigerator as a way to just kind of keep it clean. So it's kind of like that's what I got the feeling like this parent was doing. They was just helping out, okay? So I saw this two ways. It could be a sense of the parent was just helping out and they didn't have any ill will intent, but they was just being sincere at heart. And then you have another situation, as God was showing to me, where you have those parents who just kind of tries to control certain situations, okay? That's just the two scenarios only in that particular scene right there. So after the refrigerator was being cleaned out, the couple came back home, and the daughter had gotten upset in the dream, and she was like, I'm so sick and tired of your mom, blah 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 blah. So what it was basically, some of you guys, again, it can come in the form of a daughter, or it can come in the form of whether it be your son or your daughter possibly dealing with this, but somebody's going to find themselves dealing with this situation. But the girl, should I say, gotten upset, and I'm also hearing this could be a baby mama too as well too. So the baby mama got upset, should I say, and she was like, oh, I'm so sick and tired of your mom doing this and doing that. And then next thing you know, the child got upset also at the mom, even though she was just trying to help. And I'm not talking about in the scene or the scenario where somebody was just trying to be controlling, not that, because I said it came in two forms. So not the person trying to be controlling, but the person who was initially coming from a place of just, helping out in a sense and with pure intent. So for them, the son actually kind of got upset. Why? Because the baby mama got upset. So as you see how this is a chain reaction, like one gets upset, then the other one gets upset at the other person. Some of you guys may find yourself dealing with this situation. And then it skips scenes after the son had basically gotten on the mom's case, all just because, again, be mindful, all just because she pulled something out of the refrigerator that was moldy. And I'm not talking about the one in a sense for those who are trying to control situations. I'm talking about in a situation from those who are coming from a sincere place and just purely helping out, but not trying to control in a sense. Because I told you I saw it two ways. And then after it skipped scenes, what happened was I saw that the baby mama became a little irate. So again, this could be a baby mama or it just could be a girlfriend, okay? She got a little upset, and not a little, she got upset, and to the point that she started lashing out in a sense with her words and just gotten upset in that way. So, and then it was to the point of I saw somebody grabbing a lamp. If you think about a lamp that stands on a side table, I saw them grabbing the lamp like this, and they had it in their hand like this because they saw the girl was tripping in a sense, and she just wanted to make sure that she wasn't going to come over there and violate her space in a way. So the way I saw this was the girl who was being belligerent, should I say, she was like standing over in a corner, but she was looking at the mom like she really wanted to lunge at her. But it's like she never would lunge at her because it's almost like I got the feeling like she was being protected, okay? She was being protected, and she knew that if she touched her in some sort of way, that there was going to be a price to pay. So whether it was the situation of her just trying to keep it cool, calm, and collect because she didn't want her partner to think that she had no respect for the parent, although she was already displaying that she didn't have any respect for the parent, should I say. But anyway, with that being said, I basically got the feeling like that she was being protected, in a sense, like she was being protected, and it's almost like she knew not to put her hands on her, you know, whether she had the lamp in her hand or not. Anyway, so that was it for that message. So I just wanted to let you guys know, just heads up, if you guys got kids, you know, older kids who are dating, this, and let's just say that if you feeling a certain type of way about, let's just say maybe the baby mama or just maybe somebody your child is dating, in a sense, just here's the warning, okay? And I'm not saying this is for everybody, because this may not be for everybody. It just could just be for a group. But anyway, so the next message I received was, this came in a form of as if I saw kids in an elevator. It came in a form as if like myself and, like there were we were walking towards the school building, and some of us chose to take the elevator, and then some chose to take the stairs. So these are lessons that's letting me know that's coming in this next wave of people who are about to find themselves going through this different transition. And this could happen, I'm hearing, like within the next 3 months or so. It's like the energy is here, but it's almost like the energy picks up momentum along the way, in a sense. So anyway, with that being said, and I noticed the thing about these kids was they were all carrying something pertaining to like this instrument that was like that, what do you call it? Like a trumpet, the trombone, or, you know, that really, you know, the horns or whatever. I noticed all of them was carrying like some sort of horns, where it was different shapes of, you know, horns, but I didn't get the sense of like flutes or anything like that, but just the horns or whatever. So to me, I guess that horn is a representation of, okay, so let me say this. When I first started this journey in 2019, I want to say in, what was it? Probably the springtime. I want to say the springtime. I heard the horn of the Most High, should I say. And the horn came in a form of like, I was like, what the hell? I was like, am I hearing what I think I'm hearing? And I thought I was just like really tripping, because like years prior to this, I saw something on I think it was YouTube, where people was talking about they heard this strange sound, and for me to hear it myself, and it didn't sound like the sounds that they were hearing, but it kind of sounded a little similar, but I heard it sounded like it was so close. It was like the trumpet of heaven calling, you know? So I really feel like that's pertaining to this next group, but it came in a form of that they were kids, you know? So if you think about sometimes when we come to learn the Most High, and we have that relationship, and we trying to become more like Christ, like we all got to start at some phase. You know, they tell us that we start at a phase of being like an infant. You can't feed infant meat, so you got to feed an infant what? Formula, right? So I say all that to say that's how I got and received this message, because again, some took the stairs and some took the elevator. But for some particular reason, the ones who were in the elevator, they were really excited, and I got the feeling like we was all sitting there hugging each other, like we was excited because we were going up, in a sense. And that just ended there. So I believe that's truly for the next wave of people that's about to experience this journey, where some's gonna brace it and some's gonna get straight there, and then there's gonna be those that take the stairs and they probably get a little distracted along the way. So it's always a straight and narrow path, and then there's always that path that's whiny, and you know, you're doing this and you're doing that, and you get sidetracked by people and things and so on and so on. But anyway, so this next message that I received was, let me read it, hold on. Oh, okay, thank you, Spirit. So this one is going back to that delivery, the delivery when I told you I heard the mailbox opening up and it's slamming shut. I this message is correlating with that, as well as God talking about partnering up with a business partner. So it was basically God was asking some of you guys to build certain things, and it's almost like he was checking back in to see whether you had built what it was that he asked you to build. Okay, so it came in the form of as if one of the situations was like a child care center in a sense, and somebody was like building a child care center, but nevertheless God had asked them to do that. So it's almost like he was checking back in to see if basically they had built it and did what basically God had asked them to do. So this does not have to necessarily mean a child care center. It could be whatever it is that God has asked you to build. It's basically him checking back in, and he will be checking back in if he hasn't already checked back in to see basically if you've done what he's asked you to do. And again, it goes back to the whole delivery. Again, I'm not sure exactly what it is that you're supposed to be delivering, or whatever it is that you're supposed to be doing that he asked you to do. And again, that's also correlating with the business partnerships too, as well, for those who the message applies to. And then this other message came through. That's it for that one. The other message came through, and this one was, hold on, let me read it. I had to write all this down real quick from out of my other book. Something about, oh, okay. Thank you, Spirit. And then something is going to be to the point that somebody's going to somehow recognize you, because I get this was correlating to the business, that whatever business that God is asking you to build, it's almost like somebody's going to recognize you. Well, they're not going to recognize who you are, but what's going to happen is they know who your mom is, in a sense. And I got the feeling of your mom, like once they figure out, they don't realize that you and your mom are associated with each other. So they dealt with your mom, let's just say that, but it came in a form of as if they're dealing with you, but they didn't know that somehow you were that. They didn't know that, bear with me, they didn't know that they're dealing with you, but they didn't know they didn't know that somehow you were related to your mom, in a sense, because your mom holds like some weight. I'm hearing weight. Thank you, Spirit. I'm here like some sort of weight, in a sense. So, and then I just heard somebody saying, oh, that's your mom? Oh, I didn't know that's your mom. Okay. So that's for a few. And then, oh, thank you, Spirit. And then this other dream that I had was just, it was about teeth, okay? So some of you guys are going to have to be mindful of your teeth. This message isn't for everybody, but please pay attention to your teeth, okay? So I got the feeling of maybe somebody's teeth, and it was like up here in the front, like the front teeth was separating from their gums, in a sense. And it's almost like their teeth was separating from the gums, in a sense. So if you somebody who's dealing with this situation, thank you, Spirit. If you're somebody that's dealing with this situation, what I'm just hearing is it's going to be very pivotal to take care of your health, okay? Not only take care of your health, but if you're holding back something or some information that God has asked you to speak up about, you might want to speak up. And the reason why I say this, because you may find yourself dealing with certain situations until you do speak up, in a sense, like different situations, just different ailments. And it's all because they're pertaining to you. It's like, okay, let me say it like this. The mouth, the teeth, and anything pertaining to the throat, okay? It's all tied back to your throat chakra, okay? Which is so funny because I'm wearing the color blue, okay? So I say all that to say your throat chakra is here, and that means you speaking your truth. So if you're able to speak your truth and you're able to say what you need to say, and that means that whatever's in your heart, and you can say what's in your heart, meaning like, okay, let's just say like this. Okay, let's just say, if you're somebody who know how to speak your truth and you say what it is that you exactly want, like as an example, maybe other people don't speak kind to you, but you speak kind to them, in a sense. And even if you don't speak kind to them, you speak to them in a way, but you don't speak to them in a way that they try to speak to you, in other words. So in other words, it's like somebody else may could be wishing you ill will, but you was like, you know what? I pray for you. I pray that you will see the light. I pray that you will see the truth, in a sense like that. So that's you able to speak your truth. You're not happy that you're going through the situation, but you're able to speak your truth, because you don't want to wish ill will on nobody, because you know what it feels like, and you've been there, you've done that. So, but the person on the other receiving end of it, let's just say only thing that they say is negative things. And when you're saying negative things and you're not really meaning that, it's almost like you're wearing this false mask. So therefore, if you're not being your true authentic self, and therefore that's when the chakra becomes blocked, because you're not saying what's on the inside of your heart. So until you say what's on the inside of your heart and allow it to come out, okay, you're gonna find all of these elements or issues or problems that a person could be dealing with in pertaining to their mouth, in a sense. You're gonna find those things start to dissipate, along with you taking care of your mouth as well too. Okay, so with that being said, let's see, was that it? And then I actually have this, God had given me a scripture to go along with this, so please bear with me because it's really important that you hear it. And it is 2 Corinthians 5:14 through 15. And hold on one second, because he had also given me a song too. Hey you. He had also given me a song too. And no, come on. No. I don't even know how this got here. Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. Hold on. Okay, so the song that he given me was Whitney Houston's song, and it was the song He Fills Me Up. You know, He fills me up. I just wanted to sing, He fills me up, more love than I've ever seen. Okay, so anyway, oh, I'm sorry, I almost forgot this one too. Shoot, I almost forgot this one. Okay, some of you guys are going to find yourself dealing with a situation of, and this is pertaining to that song that I heard this morning. Some of you guys are going to find yourself dealing with a situation to where you, let's just say if you're married, you've been separated, or somebody's going to realize that, they're going to realize that it's almost like they're having a change of heart, in a sense. Like, they're realizing that deeper down inside, that they're realizing that you truly, because all I heard was somebody saying, they was telling somebody else that their wife is my wife is beautiful, is what I heard. So somebody's having a change of heart, in a sense. So okay, and this is a message, and this message goes along with the prophetic message. So please bear with me and hear, okay? So it's 2 Corinthians 5:14 through 15, and it says, "For the love of Christ controls us," okay? So yeah, we may seem like we may run, and like I said, you know, on this journey, people have tried different binkies. You know, binkies can represent different people in love relationships, should I say. And the binkies can also represent trying to do different things, you know, pursuing different things. And let's just say that maybe they might have worked out and some might not have worked out. Okay, but not only that, but we had to learn all of those lessons. Okay, so for the love of Christ controls us, yes, but I say all that to say it brings us, it's gonna bring us back full circle. But because we had to try all of those things out, and then it says, because we have concluded this, okay? So we realize that we set off on this little journey, and we realize that this journey is bringing us, like, let's just say at one point in time on this journey, you may have figured out, oh, you know, like I feel myself getting closer to God. And you realizing that there's a higher power in the universe, but you're not necessarily really connected in the way that you should. But I say all that to say, again, all of these learning experiences leading up to where we're headed. Hold on. And then it says, that one has died for all, meaning Christ has died for us all. And I know we're coming up on Palm Sunday, or Easter Sunday, should I say. I'm going to say Palm Sunday. But anyway, so I know we're coming up on that as well, too. And we know that Christ died for us, too. So just like as Christ has died for us, we, too, also have to die as well, too. So we're dying to the old way of doing things. So again, those different binkies that was on the bed, whether it be people, whether it be, you know, jobs, whether it be money, whether it be relationships, whether it be friendships, you know, you had to try all those different things to see what it was what's truly missing from your life, okay? Because sometimes God will turn us over to the things that we so desire, so desperately, so badly, and turn you over to those things that you so truly want. So that way you can see once you get there, it's not all cracked up, you know, that I thought it was, you know? And then he starts to reveal certain things as he has done on this journey. So, and it says that one has died for all. Therefore, all have died, meaning therefore Christ has died for us. So we too also have to die of our old ways, okay? So again, all of those binky that was there on the bed, now it's to the point that some of you guys have learned some of these different lessons along the way. And it's like those different binkies and choices that you had like a kid in a candy store. Oh, which one do I choose? Oh, which one do I want? It's almost like now it's to the point of you've been there, you've done that. It did not satisfy you. You did not reap what you thought you was going to reap for it. And the only thing that you reaped from it was maybe heartache and a draining of bank account, a draining of your resources, a draining of your energy, a draining of your time, and a draining of your effort trying to be something that you were not meant to be, because some of us were not meant to fit in, and some of us were meant to let go of people, places, and things that no longer serve us so that we can move forward, but we can't take certain people with us in a sense. So I say all that to say we had to learn those different experiences along the way, okay? Because it's making us a better person. And then, oh my God, I almost forgot about that dream. And then it says, thank you, Spirit. And then it says, and he died for all, that those who live might no longer live for themselves, okay? So you're no longer trying to serve self gratification. Now it's to the point that, you know, it's almost like you're wanting to please God. You're wanting to be in right standards with God because you realize that it's easier being over here on this side rather than doing things on your own, you know, because doing things on your own, as the scripture says, would say, if I can't remember the verse, but it says something about if you choose basically God or Christ, that your yoke and your burden will be much lighter, okay? You know, opposed to you trying to carry it yourself. It'll be much harder. But anyway, and then it says, and he died for he died for all, that those who live might no longer live for themselves, but for him, who for their sake died and was risen. So I say all that to say, because we're coming up on Palm Sunday, and I'm not done yet, y'all. I got one last prophetic message just came through. This one is important too. I just thank you, Spirit, which just reminded me. So with that being said, it's almost like we are dying to our old ways. Yes, some of you guys may have found yourself out there doing things that you wouldn't normally have done, and like totally outside of your character, and you know, and just to the point that once you woke up to the truth, you realize, oh my God, like what have I done? It's almost like being dragged along in this different type of energy and not knowing that you were being dragged in it, in other words, and then you being woken up to the truth. So it's almost like, oh my God, like it's so hard to describe, but I can just see it, you know, like imagine a spirit comes along and just snatches you up and have you doing any and everything that's normally outside of your character, right? And then all of a sudden, it's like when that spirit leaves, it's like, shit, what the fuck? What is going on? Like, what happened? Like, you know, because I did a prophetic message on this some time ago with some people, especially after this new year had came through. There were certain people that were acting out and doing certain things that they didn't even realize they was doing. And once they woke up, it's just like they didn't even realize some of the stuff that they had done, okay? So, but anyway, that's what this whole great awakening is about, waking up to the truth and, you know, no longer being deceived and no longer, you know, doing things the old way. So Yes, and again, if you want to go back and read that scripture for yourself, you can. It is 2 Corinthians 5:14 through 15. And this is the last thing I want to say. God had also given me this prophetic message, and it was like I was on a college campus, right? And all I was doing was I was by the last stairwell to leave off the campus, and I looked back. And as I looked back, I was looking at the buildings, I was looking at the whole scenery, I was looking at the walkway. The walkway was different pathways to, different buildings, and so on and so on. The different buildings was different lessons that was learned along the way, is what I was sitting there thinking. And I thought to myself, just as I looked back before I walked down those stairs and off the campus, I thought to myself, I learned so many lessons here in a sense. And it's just almost like me leaving was a representation of me done with pretty much that lesson in a sense. So it's almost like now you're walking off campus, and to move into another particular lesson, whatever that may be, we're always going to be learning lessons. But the funny thing about that was the dream I said where the kids were going on the elevator, that dream was I got the feeling like they were, I can't remember if they were like elementary kids or middle school kids. So yes, on this journey, we go through like different phases. It's almost like the rebirth phase is almost like starting off as being babes in Christ. And then I noticed that, you go through the elementary phase where you're learning lessons there. Then I know once you learn those lessons, you graduate from there and you move on to secondary school or middle school, I think it's called. Is it secondary? You move on to middle school and you learn those lessons there. Each and every lesson that, God would have you learn. Thank you, Spirit. And then you moved on to high school, and then it's almost like as you graduate from high school, you move on to the college. So I got that this was college that was being graduated from. So some of you, again, have been on this journey for a minute now, and it's almost like you're coming to the end of graduating, that I'm hearing some of you finally got it now. You finally got it. It's a matter of sitting still. It's a matter of not keep making the same choices that you made before, but making different choices, and then you're going to see the results of that. Whereas before, some just kept making the same choices over and over and over again, because it's almost like sometimes it's that realization of not wanting to sit still, not wanting to face yourself in the mirror, not wanting to see who you really are, and just realizing, just the healing work that you possibly may need. I know that can be a little hard for certain people, but I'm getting the feeling, and I saw that some are now facing that and recognizing, kind of making their wrongs right in a sense. So, and I also heard Spirit say too, like, being here on earth is learning life lessons, okay? We're here on earth, and I know it seems like we're partying, living it up. For some people, we're partying, living it up, while others are learning these different lessons. But just know that the earth cannot balance itself if we're all going through this healing journey at one time. So yes, it seems like people are partying over here, and then it seems like these people over here are being so serious, like it seems like the world has been turned upside down, and they're just trying to correct it in a sense, whereas these are coming out of that lesson, and these people are going into that lesson in a sense. So but anyway, you guys stay beautiful. I wish you all much love, much light, and hopefully you guys listen to this to the end. And I say have a beautiful day and stay blessed. Bye.